Finally, guys, the most awaited news for traveling to the Philippines has arrived. The latest Philippine travel requirements is here. Effective February 1st, 2022, no more hotel quarantine for fully vaccinated travelers. This not only saves us money, but also saves precious vacation time, right? But before you book your tickets and pack your bags, keep watching because I'll share with you the latest travel requirements to the Philippines. In this video, I was supposed to share with you how we prepared for our trip to the Philippines in December, but we got pretty occupied in the Canadian immigration side of things, so I did not get a chance to create that video. But I couldn't be happier to create and share this instead. So here are the latest Philippine travel updates and requirements. Effective February 1st, 2022, here are the requirements for those travelers who are already fully vaccinated. First requirement is a negative RT-PCR test taken 48 hours prior to the departure from your country of origin. Take note of this because before it was 72 hours. Now it has to be taken within 48 hours prior to your departure. The next requirement for you to be able to travel to the Philippines would be your proof of COVID-19 vaccination. Okay. What are the proof of vaccination that are acceptable in the Philippines? You can use the World Health Organization's International Certificate of Vaccination. If you have a Vax cert from the Philippines, that would be acceptable too. That's the one with a barcode there. And any national or state digital certificate, as long as the country or state would accept the Vax cert certificate, Vax cert, PH certificate, as long as these countries would accept it, then you can show your national or state's digital certificate. In our case here in Canada, our province's Vax wallet. In our case from Saskatchewan, we use the SK Vax wallet or that document that you can download from your provincial health system with Canada's logo on it and the QR code. That would be acceptable when you travel to the Philippines. The third requirement for those who are traveling to the Philippines and are fully vaccinated is to self-monitor for any signs or symptoms of COVID-19 for 7 days, and the counting starts on the day that you arrive in the Philippines. For those who are unvaccinated or partially vaccinated, or your vaccination status cannot be validated, you are required to take a negative RT-PCR test or to present a negative RT-PCR test, which should have been taken within 48 hours prior to your departure from your country of origin. You will also be required to quarantine in a hotel. So, a facility based quarantine is required if you are unvaccinated, and you are required to be there until the release of your negative RT PCR test taken on your fifth day in the facility. And you are also required to home quarantine until your 14th day. Now, for those of us who are traveling from Canada, although the Philippines accepts unvaccinated or partially vaccinated travelers, I would like to emphasize that if you are coming from Canada, you will not be able to board flights, domestic or international flights, if you are not vaccinated. So that's a bummer. If you do not have your vaccination or you're not fully vaccinated yet, then even if you can be admitted into the Philippines, there's no way that you can board flights in Canada to be able to fly to the Philippines. So I just thought I'd mention this to you guys who are coming from Canada. So, what if you have a child traveling with you who is 12 years old and cannot be vaccinated yet? So, the same quarantine protocols of the parent or whoever the accompanying adult is would be followed in this case. So that's another good news because before there was a time when children below 12 years old were considered unvaccinated, and the parents have to follow the children's quarantine requirements. So this is welcome news for us parents. I also would like to share with you guys that the Philippine government has suspended the green, yellow, and red classification of countries so that everyone who is fully vaccinated, whether you are coming from a red, green, or yellow country, you can now enter the Philippines following the guidelines that I have mentioned before. So, no more green, yellow, and red list. Yay! And this is one of the best news that we've heard in a long time since the pandemic hit. Starting February 10th, fully vaccinated foreign nationals from non visa required countries are now allowed to enter the Philippines. So those who have been waiting for their fiancés, those who have, loved ones who are foreigners will now finally be able to be with their loved ones because they're now allowed to enter the Philippines as long as they are fully vaccinated and as long as they come from non visa required countries. There is a total of 157 countries that are considered visa free, and this includes the USA, South Korea, Japan, Australia, Canada, UK, Malaysia, and Singapore. The Canadian government is still advising everyone to avoid non essential travel outside of Canada due to the risk of the Omicron variant that causes COVID 19. So, I want to emphasize to you guys that should you decide to travel to the Philippines, for those of you, you don't have to be in Canada. This applies to everyone who is traveling nowadays. Number one, please make sure that you get travel insurance, travel medical insurance, and make sure that COVID 19 is covered by your insurance. That way, if in case there are delays, there are cancellations, or God forbid, you will get sick, then you are covered. Okay, so it's very important that you have a travel medical insurance when you do visit the Philippines. You guys, I'm so glad that I'm able to share one of the best news in the travel front in the past couple of months. It has been almost 2 years since we've been waiting for this news. So I'm so glad that I was able to share that with you in this video. You still stay safe, stay healthy out there, and happy travels. Bye for now.